Hello, you're listening to Butterball. This is a podcast of three family members. We're talking ball, and we're having a ball. Hi, my name's Scott.
Hey y'all, I'm Nicole. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Butterball Podcast. We post clips on there, other fun stuff like that. Follow us on Instagram at Butterball Podcast.
And my name is Drew, and you can subscribe to us on YouTube at Butterball Podcast or listen to us on Spotify. Just search Butterball.
Since we love the NHL so much, let's just start in with talking a little NHL playoffs. When we talked last week, there were only two series that had clinched their playoffs, and that was the Avalanche had clinched theirs and the Hurricanes had clinched theirs. Then what we saw close out last week were our beloved Stars lost to the Wild 4-2. So they're out. Stars are out. Wild advance. That didn't surprise any of us. I think we saw it coming. Any comments on those?
Aside from the Stars loss, because I couldn't have any predictions against them, everything else is going pretty much as I predicted.
I think you were on, because you said you thought the Knights would take theirs, and they ended up winning their series 4-2, as did the Ducks. Ducks beat the Oilers 4-2. So they're facing each other now. On the other side, we got the Sabres. They won, and so they advanced after beating the Bruins, and they are now battling the Canadiens. The Canadiens and the Lightning, they went to a seventh game. So that was the only series that went to 7 games. And then the Flyers got by the Penguins 4-2 as well there, and so they're facing the Hurricane right now. So in the second round, what we have so far, the Avs are beating the Wild 2-0 at this point.
What do you think of the score of the first game?
What did you think of the score of the first game?
What?
Me and
I
Dad
don't
were
even know
playing
what the
our
score of
beer
the
league
first game
game.
You
was.
so
don't
we
know what
totally
the
missed
score?
it. It
9
was
to
at the
6.
same time.
It was
9-6.
9-6.
That's right. Yeah, because there was a big. They
Oh,
scored
y'all
a ton
weren't watching.
in the final
yeah,
period.
it
right?
was 9-6. That's
Yeah.
an insane hockey score.
That is. That's a lot. That's a lot of goals. I think we were commenting because we were all getting ready to play in our beer league, and I don't know, Drew, did you make the comment, or somebody made the comment that, geez, I think the Avalanche scored more goals than the Stars did in their entire series in one game.
Yeah.
Yeah, 9-6. That one shocked me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's a big one. Well, and then you got the Knights and the Ducks. They're battling right now, and the Knights are up 2-1 in that series. So, what do you think? You think that one's going to go Knights, or you think the Ducks are going to keep battling?
My prediction was Knights, but I would like to see the Ducks win. I like the Ducks team that they have.
You like that orange power, don't you?
I also love their uniforms too, since you're such a uniform guy.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You got the orange power from Oklahoma State. They look like they could be representing Oklahoma State out there with as much orange they have all the time. But
They do. I like the
yeah.
orange pants. I thought they were weird at first, but now I really like them.
Yeah, they're kind of unique because they're like nobody else. I mean.
Oh yeah, nobody else is gonna wear orange pants. Maybe the Oilers, but
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah. So Sabres and Canadiens, they're 1-1 right now. And I think that series is just going to be a real close one, just like the last one was, with the Canadiens as well. It was kind of stunning that the Canadiens won against the Lightning in the final game of that game 7. They only had like 9 shots on goal, I mean, and they won. What was it, 2-1? Was the final score 2-1? I think it was of that game.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of memes. It was like surviving 9 shots. That's really funny.
Yeah, that was wild. I because when I first turned it on, that game, I think it was at the end of the second period, and the shots on goal at that time were like 24-4. Or something like that, and I was like, wow, they only got 4 shots on goal, but they were in it,
It's crazy.
Then they end up winning it with 9. And then looks like the Hurricane are just going to continue to blow through their side because they're already up 3-0 against the Flyers.
Now the Flyers know what it feels like.
Yeah, I don't think the Flyers are going to change that series. So Hurricanes are going to find themselves getting a bunch of rest while they wait for the Sabres or the Canadiens to win that series. And
that's a good deal.
Yeah. So then let's see. There's a little bit of news, I think, from the NHL. Here's some things that might interest you all, or you might have comments about. Austin Matthews.
Wait, I have one more thing that I totally forgot about. Did you see from the Hurricanes game when Stankoven got pushed into the crease and then the goalie smacked him on the ass with his stick?
Uh-uh.
Oh my god, I need to find it.
Did he hit him hard?
He smacked the shit out of him right on his ass.
Those
This is one of
goalies,
my
they can get a little testy when somebody infiltrates their areas, you know?
it's one of my favorite players too. I didn't like to see him get smacked like that. Let's see if you can see it.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. You're letting him know. Letting him know you need to get up and get out there, pal.
Oh, so funny. Okay, go on with what
Yeah,
you're
so
saying.
so one of the news items is, Austin Matthews, he still has 2 years left on his contract in Toronto, but I don't know. I don't know why they're talking like he might demand a trade or something, but I don't, is that like normal what these guys do when they still have 2 years left on their contract or something? But
I think it was just because the Leafs are so damn bad right now. But
yeah, they're changing managers because they fired their manager and they fired some of their front office, didn't they?
yeah,
So
and they won the lottery, so
yeah, and they won the lottery. So they're talking about him possibly being traded to a team that would maybe be in contention somewhere or something like that for next year. But who knows? Who knows if that's going to happen or not? I mean, he's one of their captains.
yeah. I
So he
don't
is.
think it'll happen now, especially after getting the first pick.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll keep our eyes on that. One of the other items in the news, the Hart Trophy. You know what that is for the MVP of the league, right? Right. The Hart Trophy. So the 3 finalists for the Hart Trophy are Connor McDavid from Edmonton, Nathan McKinnon from the Avs, and Nikita Kucherov from Tampa Bay. They've all won it before. Macklin Celebrini, Nicole, he got aced out in the voting for this,
It's okay. He's got plenty of time to get it later.
and that's probably why. I mean, this is his rookie season, and they're not ready to give him the MVP of the league yet. Even though he had an unbelievable season.
He did score over 100 points, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He had like
He had a
45.
crazy year.
I think he had like 45 goals and 56 assists or something like that. I mean, it was big. There were big numbers, or it could have been bigger than that. I don't know. And then so McDavid, he's won the Hart Trophy 3 times, and McKinnon and Kucherov have each won it once before. So there'll be a repeat winner. So if McDavid wins, he would have 4, and that would make him tied for somebody third on the all-time list for the most Hart trophies. Who do you think that is? Any guesses?
Ooh, for third?
Think of the movie Slapshot, and the Hanson brothers are saying something in Slapshot.
Man, you act like I remember that movie super
I fell
well.
asleep during
Oh,
Slapshot when
you
you
guys
made
got to
us watch
stay up
it.
through it. Yeah, I think
I'll
they're.
Well,
just
we
guess,
all fell
like-
asleep whenever you turned it on last time. We were all home for Christmas or something, and you were like, "We're watching Slapshot," and it was like 11:30 p.m. and all of us were asleep within 30 minutes.
Well, probably after a few beers, and plus I'd seen it 100 times. But I think there's one part of the movie where the Hanson brothers are trying to get all fired up, and they're going, "Yeah, Eddie Shore, old time hockey. Eddie Shore, old time hockey." So Eddie Shore has 4 Hart trophies. So if McDavid wins, he'll have 4, and they'll be tied for third all time. Who do you think's number 2 all time? Just think of your 2 most historic hockey players ever.
Sidney Crosby.
Mario Lemieux?
Good guess, but no. Gordie Howe. Gordie Howe won 6
that
of them.
old guy?
That real old guy, yeah. The guy that played into his 50s. He played in the league a long time. And then who do you think had the most? Who's the great one? Wayne Gretzky. He won it. He
How
won
many
it
times
9
has Sidney
times.
Crosby won it?
I don't know. I didn't. Obviously not 4 because
Yeah.
he's not in the top 3. So, but Wayne Gretzky has won the Hart Trophy 9 times.
It's
9.
ridiculous.
Yeah. So we'll keep our eyes on that. See who ends up winning that thing. And then the other thing that I saw in the news that I thought was pretty interesting was if we're talking about the upcoming NHL draft, the number 1 prospect, do you all know who that is?
McKenna.
Yep, Gavin McKenna from Penn State. So we've been talking a little bit about the path to college hockey and stuff like that. And he took a little bit of an abbreviated path to get there. He grew up he was from White Horse, BC, which is in the Yukon territory. Nicole, when we were there last year, that was one of the places that the train led to Whitehorse, so it's up in the Yukon territory. It's pretty sparsely populated and stuff like that. And he actually, at age 12, his family had him go live with another family that they trusted, and he played hockey, probably in a better hockey area of BC.
Oh, that's called something. That's called, I can't remember. It's
Billet
called
family?
like Billet. Yes, I was gonna
Yeah.
say Built or something stupid.
Yeah.
A Billet family, yeah.
Yeah, so at 12 years old, he had already left
How do you know that, Drew?
home.
No,
And
Drew's
then,
so knowledgeable on hockey now. It's weird.
and then by the time he was 16, he was playing for the Medicine Hat in the Canadian junior hockey division. And his debut for Penn State was this past season, and their first game was against Arizona State. He was only 17 years old at the time. So, yeah, I mean, he's young. Think about that, because like college hockey, he's 17. He's playing guys that are 5 to 7 years older than him. And that's one of the reasons why he wanted to go to the Big Ten and play, because, if he stayed in the juniors and played, he'd be playing a bunch of 20-year-olds and under. And he thought, it would be good for him to get in front of a bunch of 20 to 24-year-olds, and play for a season. And, the article talks about just the adjustments that he made during the season. He ended up, I think, number 2 in points in the NCAA. Had a big year for Penn State, and now he's the number 1 prospect.
Did the
going into the
article mention him punching that dude in the face at the bar too?
It
What?
did. It basically said that the prosecutors brought, at first they said he was going to be charged with a felony.
What
And then-
happened? Wait, what happened?
There was some kind of altercation. He was at a team function, and there was some kind of altercation. So I don't know, if it was
Drew, do you
provoked
know?
or whatever.
I think the guy was like that he punched was like drunk and he was out of line. I don't think it was.
That's kind of
McKenna.
what the article alludes to. It's like the school has supported him from the start. The prosecutors brought the charges down from a felony to misdemeanor, and it's still they're still figuring out, how it's going to be presented in
You
the
can
courts
get a
or
felony
whatever,
for punching someone in the face?
If you attacked them, but I don't.
If you
I don't
attacked
think
them,
he
I suppose if
attacked
you
him.
attacked somebody with the intent to harm or something, they're
Well,
probably
y'all are
could
making
be.
it sound like he just like punched him in the face. Like, am I missing something? Like, was it?
Well, I think
Did he
the
like
article that I
tackle
read.
him or like land multiple
No,
punches?
it sounded like he landed his punch, and that took care
He,
of
like,
business.
He like knocked him out basically.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's not that big. He's like 6 foot, 170. So he's not like a huge guy or anything, but
Yeah, well, if it's some drunk idiot, then I think that it would be enough to knock
well,
him
and
out.
and if the guy is, dumb enough to screw with a guy and put himself in a bad situation, I mean, that's stuff happens.
Of all
so.
types of people to get in a bar fight with, I would not want to get in a bar fight with a hockey player. Probably first hockey player. Second would be like wrestler.
I'd probably say I'd stay away from the MMA guys.
Well, yeah,
first
yeah,
and
yeah.
foremost,
Maybe don't mess with a boxer.
Well,
Yeah,
okay, I
yeah.
felt like those are implied. Like that, obviously, those are very obvious ones.
Yeah. Well, what was it about? It was like a year or so ago when that Paul Bissonnette got
Oh.
into a bar fight with like 4 or 5 different people at once, right?
Was it a big group?
Yeah. And he was taking care of business on a number of them. So, yeah. Looks like these guys can be kind of tough to handle,
He's funny. He's
Yeah.
a funny guy.
Yeah. I think that made him even more famous, That was like, add to the lore of
It
know,
it
lore.
perfectly fits his lore. Yeah, I can't believe you just used the word lore, Dad. You're so young and hip.
man.
Do you know that that's like a trendy term right now?
Oh, it is?
Lore. Yeah, you
Look
didn't
at
even
that.
know?
No. It's just in the vocab, I mean, after, 61 plus years, I mean, hey, there you go.
No, lore is like that's a trendy term right now.
All right.
So
Very
you just
good.
looked really cool on accident.
Oh, okay. All right. Any other hockey news you guys want to cover? Anything on social media, Nicole? What, Celebrani still showing his mug?
No, actually, lately I've been getting a lot of Quinn Hughes.
Oh,
I think because of timing. Well, so I was laughing. This is my For You page. Yesterday, I screenshotted it. It's just a bunch of Quinn Hughes in Shrek.
Quinn Hughes and Shrek, huh? That's a good combo.
Jeez.
There's a couple other randoms, but it's mainly Quinn Hughes and Shrek.
All right. Well, because the Shrek movie's coming back out, right?
I'm seeing Shrek next week in theaters. I'm so excited because it'll be the, I think, 25th anniversary of Shrek. And so I got a targeted Instagram ad. They knew what they were doing because I am the target audience for that. And so it said for the weekend they're bringing Shrek 1 back into theaters. So you could buy tickets and go see it in theaters near you. And I was like, oh, heck yeah. So I immediately texted my friend and got someone to go with me. One of my friends that we like to sneak in some wine to the theater and have a good time. And so we fully plan on doing that for Shrek. I'm going to make us hats too. Let me show you what the hat looks like.
You're going to sneak in with fancy hats?
Yeah. Sneak in. That's a good thing.
We're not
Wear big
sneaking
Shrek
in.
hats.
No, listen, we're not sneaking into the theater. We're sneaking in our wines. No, look at my hat.
Oh, very nice.
It's so cute.
Yeah.
That is such a cute hat.
Okay.
So I'm pretty pumped about that. Shrek is one of my all-time favorite movies, except I will say that Shrek 2 is superior to Shrek 1. We are seeing Shrek 1, but that's fine because I remember going to the theaters and seeing Shrek 2 whenever we were younger. And I obviously was too young to have seen Shrek 1 in the theater. So this is just perfect.
Yeah. All right. Enjoy that. Okay. So let's move on. I figure we should touch in on the NBA finals or playoffs some, but did you all see what Charles Barkley said about the NBA playoffs when they first started? I love Charles Barkley. He just says the craziest stuff at times, but he's like these first round matchups, these are just boring. I mean, there's, like no good matchups and they're blowouts. He's like, y'all should just watch hockey. Watch hockey for a while because this isn't any good right now.
Okay.
He actually said that. So we took his advice because I haven't watched any of it at all. They're down to the final 8 teams, though. You got Oklahoma City is leading the Lakers 2-0 in their series. Timberwolves and Spurs are playing. Spurs are up 2-1 in their series. Detroit's leading the Cavs 2-0, and the Knicks have almost closed out the 76ers. They're up 3-0. I don't know. Is there any teams that you all watch at all or any players that you follow?
I don't watch any of them, but Cade Cunningham's on the Pistons, so go Pistons.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people here in the Austin area like the Spurs. So I did go to a Spurs watch party for the last round, so not this current series. That was fun. That was fine. I don't know if I'm ready to be a Spurs fan yet. I think I'm still open to adopting a team. So we'll see how it goes. Which, speaking of, none of us have an NBA team that we claim.
I have an Oklahoma City jersey, Russell Westbrook from like 10 years ago.
But you don't
remember
like
that.
the Thunder?
Yeah. I don't watch basketball.
Why'd you get it then? Why'd you get it?
Just because I didn't have a basketball jersey, now I have one.
It was
Oh
probably
my
trending. It was trending.
Yeah.
And he was
To
in
wear to a
Oklahoma at the
party?
time.
Yeah, to wear to a frat party?
Probably.
What the heck? No, I've always said, though, or I've said for the last few years, that I'm open to teams, but I lately have been kind of interested in the Celtics because I like their colors and their logo. And you know how big we are on like uniforms and logos.
Oh, yeah.
And then also in Uncut Gems, that's the team that Adam Sandler really likes. And you know I love Adam Sandler. So I feel like I'm just feeling a pull to the Celtics for some reason, but I have no good basis other than I like the uniforms, the logo, and Adam Sandler.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll see how these playoffs continue, and if there's any interest in watching a game, then maybe we'll tune into one. But man, I think last year if I watched even 3-4 minutes of a series,
I watched
that was a lot.
I watched one game, and it was Game 7 of the finals, just because I wanted to see who was gonna win.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah. Let's talk about the NFL a little bit. The NFL, there's some news items that I picked up on here this week. First was, I guess, an Iowa connection for us, a former running back from Iowa State, Breece Hall, who's, I think, you had him in fantasy, didn't you, Drew?
This year, maybe it was last year.
Okay. He is pretty, he was a good player, and like mid-season last year, he was kind of hoping he would get traded. At least that's what was in the news because he's on the Jets, But he just signed a 3-year extension with the Jets, so I guess things change, when they come with a sack of money for you, maybe he felt like he's okay for a while with the Jets. So he's staying put. He's staying put. And I kind of feel, you got to feel happy for him because you got a bunch of money, but man, I don't know how many victories is going to come along with that.
Yeah, I know. Who's their quarterback this year?
They got a new one.
They don't.
Didn't they?
They haven't figured it out yet, I don't think, because
Didn't they draft one?
I think they drafted one, and then
They still have what's his face from BYU, don't they?
No.
Zach Wilson?
No, because he went to the Dolphins after that.
Oh, shit.
And then like in the news there was kind of inklings that they might try to sign Russell Wilson too.
Oh
You see
yeah,
that? Yeah,
that's right.
So I don't really know what their situation is right now at quarterback.
I don't know.
Yeah, so that could be kind of iffy for him. Second news item that's interesting is, right after the Super Bowl, the Seahawks went up for sale. Did you know that?
No.
That doesn't make any sense.
Because Paul Allen, well, it was the team is owned by Paul Allen's trust because Paul Allen passed away. And so his family, the family trust was hanging on to the Seahawks, but they must want out now, right? And so they're looking to sell. Any guesses on what the price tag might be?
Isn't
I
it
have
like-
no guess.
Isn't it like $1 billion? Is that
You're
too
not-
high?
2,
Not even close.
3 billion?
Try.
12
They
billion.
initially wanted to get between 10 and 11 billion.
Oh my god.
I was closer
And-
at 12. That was
Yeah,
my
they're-
5th guess.
But there have been no takers thus far. So they're thinking right now, if somebody were to come in with an offer of like 9 billion, they might take it for that.
It's because they're lime green.
You think so?
That's why they cost so much?
That's why nobody wants them.
Well, it's interesting because like there's been a big surge in the value of these franchises in the last 4 years. Obviously today they're valued a lot higher than they were 30 years ago and stuff like that. But just in 2022, when the Broncos were sold in 2022, and they were bought for $4.65 billion.
Hey, how much did
And they were
the
not good.
how much did the Trashers cost?
I don't know.
I think they were free.
Yeah.
Free?
They were,
I don't
well,
know.
there could have been some backroom deals on that one,
Yeah. It was dirty money, so they were free.
Well, they
Yeah.
had to buy it initially, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They did.
How much
So
did they
then-
cost?
I don't know. Probably not a lot compared to
$200?
this. Not a lot compared to this. Oh,
A couple
com-
hundred
the-
bucks.
so the Broncos, $4.65 million in 2022. Then in 2023, the Commanders,
4.65 million?
yes,
And
billion.
the
Billion.
Oh, okay,
Billion.
okay. Thank you. I was like,
And the-
hold on.
yeah. And then 2023, the Commanders were bought for $6.05 billion.
I would much rather have the Broncos over the Commanders. Are you kidding me?
Well, and then,
And
then-
they're cheaper.
so that was 2020. That was 2023, and then just last year, one guy was buying 1% of the Dolphins, and so they basically reevaluated the worth of the Dolphins, and they had them projected as a $12.5 billion franchise. So for
Man.
some reason, between 22 and 26, the franchises have doubled and tripled in value.
Hey,
It's
you know what's
crazy.
happened between 2022 and 2026?
What's happened?
Taylor Swift started dating Travis Kelce.
Oh, is that why? So the NFL took
The
off,
Swift
huh?
effect. Yeah.
Okay.
The
You-
Swifties are putting all their money into NFL.
Into the NFL, huh?
Suddenly,
Yeah.
values way up.
Yeah. Well, that's just amazing. I mean, that much of an increase. And so for anybody to buy one of these franchises, the league has a rule that the majority owner has to come up with like 30% down in cash.
Wow.
So like who has, $3-4 billion to throw down,
Elon Musk is gonna buy it.
The list gets really small.
It
Yeah.
does. Yeah. Yeah.
Jeff
So
Bezos.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they're still for sale. And I who knows if it'll get done this year or not. I don't know. But anyway, that was kind of interesting information, I thought. The regular season schedule comes out this week. So we'll find out by Thursday what our Chiefs weekend might be. I don't know.
Well, hopefully
we'll
it's
see if
not
we
in
can-
October because I bought tickets to Austin City Limits, so
Oh, well.
I'm locked
yeah.
into that now.
Okay. All right. So
All
anyway,
my
I'll be
friends
looking.
were going to Austin City Limits, and I've never been since I've lived in Austin.
Yeah.
So I figured I should go because all my friends were going.
Sounds like fun.
And yeah, I mean, everybody talks about it, and I would be remiss to not go at least once. I was a little bit sad that it comes out a couple weeks before the NFL schedule because I don't want to, double book myself. But I figured, what the hell? Might as well buy my Austin City Limits ticket.
Go for it. Do it. And the only other thing I think, what?
Curdy just walked up and looked really cute.
Uh-huh.
He just looked right at the camera.
Then the only other thing I think is kind of if you're following your own team and kind of thinking about like where they're at, what they need to do as the training camps open and stuff like that. If we were talking about the Chiefs, what position are you most worried about with the Chiefs as they go into their camp? What do you think they need to?
Offensive line.
I'd agree with you, Nicole. I'd say receiver. I think they don't have any impact. I mean, they have some players that are good, but they haven't really truly seen like impact play out of any of these guys. So I'm wondering if they're going to try to go into the free agent market and find some more talent. I mean, I'm sure they are, but if they'll look to try to find a veteran from somewhere or look for a trade or something, because they really only have like of returnees. They've got Rashee Rice, who's been up and down and suspended and back in and had some injuries. Tyquan Thornton, who's made some plays but not a lot. Xavier Worthy, who's extremely fast, but he's small and can get beat up. And that's kind of it, really, because their other guys are really spot players or return men and stuff
you
like
need
that.
at least one more.
Yeah, I think so too. So I'd like to see them pick up some talent there, just so that they can take pressure, hopefully, off of the tight end position. Because I want to see more production out of all their tight ends as well.
Well, that's the thing is, like, Travis hasn't been doing much, which it makes sense because he's getting older and like honestly popular, and so I feel like that contributes to like we're just not giving him the ball as much.
Well, I think people know that if they can blanket, put a shell around the receivers and then just take Travis out of the mix, that's what they're going to do, because that takes away all what has been effective for them before. And so the Chiefs got to figure out how to change things up. And obviously I think they did that with trying to pick up or picking up Kenneth Walker in the trade because they want to be stronger yet at running back, which is good, so. And then, of course, they do have to take care of their line too. But I've got faith that they'll find some people to plug in there. Hopefully, they won't get beat up and have a bunch of injuries because that changes everything very quickly. All right. Well, then this past week was the Kentucky Derby. Did you all watch that at all? The 6 hours of hype for the 2-minute race. Did you watch it all?
No, I heard about it, and I saw some like social media clips of just random stuff, but I did not watch the actual race.
I mean, the race was actually pretty cool.
Why do people wear weird outfits when they go?
Social thing.
Yeah, I guess it's,
It's a social thing. Did you know that wait, what were you going to say?
They all dress up, in fancy clothes and
the hats are a big thing. Yeah, the hats for the women are a big thing. Did you know that Dave Portnoy has a horse?
What does he?
In the Kentucky Derby? Yeah, he's a big fan of that. And also, speaking of, because he's a short king, Drew, you could be a good jockey, or you might have missed your calling as a jockey.
Jeez.
What? Right. What?
I don't think he's that small.
Well, they're all. I don't know how small they actually are. I just noticed that they were all short.
They're like 5 foot tall.
Yeah, they're like.
Wait,
5
really?
foot.
They're that small?
Yeah.
Yes, they're tiny.
Well, I didn't know they were that small.
God, they starve those guys. God, I've seen specials on the past about some of those guys like going a whole day without eating anything but a peanut, or something.
I didn't know it was
crazy.
that bad of a life. Maybe never mind then, but
yeah, I think that'd be a toughie. There
5
was some
foot? I thought they were just normal short guys. You're telling me they're all 5 feet tall?
They're small.
What do you get recruited? Recruited to be a jockey when you're only 5 foot tall at high school graduation or something?
Well, I mean, I'm sure if you're around horse country and you're small, I'm sure they're like, yeah, you ever thought about jumping up on one of these things? Hey, might have an opportunity for you.
Our fastest one.
Yeah, exactly. The thing that I found interesting was, obviously the winner was a 23-1 long shot. and in dead last, like, man, when they were coming around the final turn and just whizzed by everybody. And when I read the articles about, the strategy from the jockey, and he basically said, I knew this horse was a strong finisher, so he stayed on the inside and just let himself get behind early on because he was just trying to shorten the path instead of trying to get out wide and get up further and all that and waste his energy. He just let him cruise, until he thought, okay, I'm gonna let him go now and see if he's got it, and he made the right call. It was pretty crazy. That was a pretty cool finish. Did you know that his brother, that jockey's brother, was on the number 2, the horse that finished second?
That's
No.
pretty crazy.
So it's
Wow.
the first time in history that brother jockeys finished 1-2 in the Kentucky Derby. So you have first time in 152 years that happened, and the first time in 152 years that a female trainer's horse won. So historic
Wow.
stuff in this one. Yeah. Pretty
What was
crazy.
the name of the horses? I always like the names.
Golden Tempo was the one that won. Renegade got second, and Osili or something like that got third.
Those aren't that good.
Those aren't fun. Yeah, those weren't
No.
as fun.
Lovely Gray is Dave Portnoy's.
Lovely Gray. Okay.
Yeah, in the Go-Go Grays stable.
Okay. 6 hours of hype for a 2-minute race. There's a local establishment here by where we live, and man, they have, I don't know how, but they have betting there and all kinds of stuff on Derby Day, and it's a big deal. It's a lot of fun. We went to it last year. I totally forgot about it this year. Your mom and I were out playing golf, and it was such a beautiful day that we just were like, let's just sit outside, and enjoy the day. And then we started to see pictures of people that were, over at the watch party and stuff like that. But at that time, I thought, I'm not going to worry about going there for that. But man, it's
You
a big hype
figured
day.
everyone was already too drunk and
Yeah.
bets were already placed.
Yeah, I didn't want to go try to infiltrate that scene, Exactly. All right, and then let's see, the world of golf. So the majors, obviously the Masters has been played, and Rory won that. Scheffler was kind of a big story in that one, in that he didn't, he had 2 rounds that weren't great, and then his, day 3 and 4 surge was crazy, and he darn near got himself back tied to him. But anyway, Rory wins it. So that was kind of cool to see back-to-back winner there. This coming week, May 14th through the 17th, will be the PGA. So that'll be major number 2. Defending champion from last year was, do you remember?
Was it Wyndham Clark or am I
Scotty
too-
Scheffler.
Oh.
So we'll see if he can defend. And then in June, you have the U.S. Open. June 18th to 21st will be the U.S. Open. And do you remember who the defending champ of that is?
No.
It's an American,
Rory.
JJ Spawn.
Oh.
JJ Spawn.
I have no clue.
And then July 16th to 19th will be the Open, or the British Open, otherwise known as the Open. And the defending champ there, guesses? It's
No.
Scotty Scheffler.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is kind of this stretch of, May, June, July. You got a major in each month. It's kind of fun to watch golf and different things. I mean, the other news that from golf was, did you see the news where the public investment fund from Saudi Arabia is going to pull out of sponsoring LIV?
Yup.
So 2026 is the last year that the Saudi fund is going to provide sponsorship for LIV. So that's a big deal.
Why were they funding LIV in the first place? I don't remember
Well,
this.
I think they formed a partnership, and they probably saw it as a possible revenue opportunity to start a new league and battle the PGA. Thing is, you know how much they've spent since 2022 in sponsorship?
Oh gosh. Billions.
$5 billion. $5 billion. And they figure they'll probably spend another $1 billion this year. So it'll be about $6 billion that they've sunk into their sponsorship of LIV since 2022, and they've lost. It's been a money loser. I think it's lost well over $1 billion, or $1 billion to $2 billion. It's lost. So unless they find, unless LIV finds another source of funding, I don't know who knows what's going to happen.
It's probably gone. Well, nobody even plays in LIV anymore anyway, right?
No, they do.
There's a few.
Yeah, like John Rahm plays. He's a big name. Dustin Johnson's plays. Mickelson plays. you know, the ones that came back were the name ones that came back were Koepka, Patrick Reed. Those two came back. You know, Bryson DeChambeau still plays and live.
Mm,
You know, and so and then there's some Europeans that play in it that you know
mm.
that are good that didn't that are talking about, you know, do they really want to come back to the PGA? And so the news there was Rory McIlroy kind of made the statement of, well, if you know if you don't have live, you know, why would you not want to come back to the PGA? I mean, that's where the
Mm-hmm.
best golfers in the world play, you know, so it doesn't
Yeah.
make sense why you wouldn't want to come back. But I don't know. We'll see where all that goes.
Not really surprised.
No, I mean,
Kind of. I kind of think when Live started, we were all like, "Oh, is this like really gonna be the real deal or what?" And now we're seeing, no, it wasn't.
do you think the
Yeah.
kiss of death was when Happy Gilmore 2 made fun of it and called it Maxi Golf in Happy
Maxi?
Gilmore 2? The
I
Maxi
was
Golf
just
League?
thinking about that. I was
No,
just thinking
I
about
think
that.
it was when they started letting them play in the majors again, like
Yeah.
from Live, and so now it's like, well, what's the point of watching Live if I'm just gonna get to see him play in all the PGA events I was gonna watch anyway?
Something must be there too because like your mom and I, we went to the Live tournament here in Dallas area last year, and it was the one where Koepka like got all pissed off at the beginning of day 3. I think it was either day 2 or day 3, and like smashed the tee marker and, you know, threw a fit on the tee box and then walked off the course and said he was injured.
Hmm.
So who knows what's happening, you know, behind the scenes with how they run their tournaments and what these guys think of the conditions of the course and all that kind of stuff. There has to be, you know, just a lot of stuff to it that none of us know, you know, that they got like disenchanted with after they already got their big checks, you know. But to come back to the PGA now, they'll, you know, then they have to turn around and pay fines and different things like that, you know, to buy back in basically, to get themselves back in. So yeah,
Did
it'll
it
be
really?
interesting.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Because I mean, they got huge paydays. So, you know, PGA was like, well, you know, you're going to have to pay a fine and, you know, you're going to be suspended from X number of tournaments and blah, 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 you know, just different things like that.
Even if there's no Live anymore, if it completely goes away, they'll still have to do
They'll
all that?
still do it. Yeah. They'll make them
That's
pay a
crazy.
price. Yeah. Yeah. It'll be that. So, you know, keep your eyes on that. I think that'll be kind of interesting news over time as to, you know, how do they do this and what are these guys, what are they faced with? All right. So that was kind of running around the sports world this week. What more guys want to talk about?
Oh
Do you guys
man, I
want to
don't
talk
even
about
know.
your original YouTube acting debuts? Do you remember that when you had your original YouTube acting debut?
I do.
I remember.
What grade were you in, Nicole?
Oh, that's actually a good question. I was probably first grade, maybe second.
Yeah, we were trying to remember because when your mom and I were trying to find the video, I know I saw it out there probably a year or two ago on
Mhm.
YouTube. I couldn't find it
No,
this time.
I saw it on Facebook a year or
Did
two
ya?
ago. That's why I was trying to look through my Facebook messages. I know I have a link somewhere, or I did. I just don't know who I sent it to or where I saved it, but I could have
So
sworn.
for the listeners, back when you were in first or second grade and Drew was in second or third grade, your mom volunteered at the school and also worked part-time at the school, got to know a lot of the teachers. And at the time, The Office was a very popular show, as it still is today. And there was some kind of YouTube channel set up to have a contest for people to make parody videos, kind of portraying an office type theme and send them in for review and, you know, for winning this contest or whatever. And Carson Daly had something to do with it. I mean, I think he was hosting it or something on YouTube. And so a bunch of teachers got the idea to do one with you kids, and you all participated in it, acted in it, and then a bunch of teachers got in trouble. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, tell our listeners what the theme of the show was.
What
Well,
the
looking
name?
back on it now, it was basically Abbott Elementary. We were
That's
doing that
true.
before that was a show.
We
That
did
was
kind of, yeah. We drafted Abbott Elementary, basically.
you kind of did, really. Yeah.
We
It
did.
was
Well, because it was a parody. It was like for The Office, right? Like they were
yeah.
doing, because keep in mind, this is like early 2000s. So this is whenever like it was kind of a thing to be like, submit your video online, and then
Yeah,
like we're gonna
yeah.
have a contest or whatever. So that was like the vibe, and it was like a parody of The Office. So Abbott Elementary, basically, but we were doing it at an elementary school. But we named it, or they named it something funny.
Morningwood. Yeah.
Home of the Beavers.
Yeah. Be an eager beaver.
A beaver
And
achiever. Be a beaver achiever.
beaver achiever. Yeah. And so there was a lot of adult humor that was mixed into this. And so
But it also wasn't that bad. Like it also wasn't that inappropriate.
yeah. Well,
Like,
I mean,
it would have been rated like PG-13, maybe.
yeah,
Like,
probably. I mean, yeah, I mean, you know,
like
I
you know,
think,
all the boys lined up to go see the hot nurse, you know,
yeah,
that like clearly has a breast augmentation. Like that's not like that inappropriate. That's just
yeah,
like, you know,
yeah. Do
adult
you remember
humor,
what
I
her
guess.
name was in the? Do you remember what her name was
Nurse
in the?
Melknocker.
Yeah, Nurse Melnick. Oh God. And so yeah. So when and then so you played like a kind of like a bratty kid that was
No,
yelling back at the teacher or something.
no,
Oh, so it's just real
my bit
life.
was not that bad. No, my bit, I remember my role and Drew's. If Drew doesn't remember his, but I remember most of these scenes because again, I saw it a year ago. I need to find it, but my like bit or my line in the show movie or whatever it was is I was supposed to like run up. We had this really mean like former military elementary school teacher, so he'd be like fall in line to our class of like first graders. And so we all fell in line. And then my friend like said something or like pushed me or whatever. So then I ran up to the military guy teacher and I was like, she called me ha ha. And then he said, she called you ha ha? Like, what even is a ha ha? Get out of here, ha ha. And then I had to run out the doors like this. Like I was
Oh,
crying.
okay.
That was my
Oh,
line.
that was your line. And then Drew, you were like doing some crafts and stuff, weren't you?
Yeah, it was
I remember.
mom was playing the teacher and she had
Yeah.
an ankle monitor on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we were
Mhm.
doing crafts to like make our own ankle monitors.
But they were saying it was like an alien transmitter or like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
making
Oh
a
yeah,
like
nobody knew what
bird.
it was.
Yeah. 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 That was pretty good. And then they had like there were some scenes where the janitor cuts his finger again because he has to go see Nurse Melknocker again, you know, and
I
he's sitting there.
remember he got himself a packet of ketchup to film that scene. I vividly remember this.
Yeah.
That's
So
what he
anyway,
did. No, there was another scene that, well, the PE teacher, like, what I don't, they like, we played, or they like threw a dodgeball at her face, and like in the show, it's like supposed to be like as if a kid like was throwing it at her. But like, I remember them filming the scene and they drill her in the face, and it's so funny on the show. That's like the end of the thing. She's like, oh, you know, kids, you know, it's such a joy teaching them. Boom.
boom. Yeah, I kind of remember that. Yeah, yeah. And then one of the teachers like throws a printer outside onto the pavement.
Yeah, she
And
starts like hitting it with a baseball bat.
yeah, yeah. So there was a lot of stuff, and so anyway, when that all aired, I guess, or went live online, somebody from the school board finally saw it, and man, they started putting the heat on these teachers. They were like, you know, you couldn't do this. You were filming at the school. You're in big time trouble and all this stuff. And so these teachers, your teachers, they were getting pulled out of the classrooms into like interrogations and and interviews. And so they had like, because you know there's a big teachers union, so they had teacher union representation there and all this, and this thing drug on for months. I mean, at some point, I think it had been going on for like 3 months. So I finally wrote an email to the school board and said, "Hey, either get it done." You know, I mean, this is a distraction. We just want our kids to be taught. We don't need the teachers being hauled out of the rooms all the time and stuff. Either discipline them or let it go. Do something, you know. And so then a big rumor started that I was going to run for school board, you know, because I was pissed off that nothing was happening or whatever. It was just funny how all that stuff just created so much drama. And it was like, man, I'm sure those teachers, you know, they all survived it, you know, but I bet for a long time they were probably pretty scared, you know, that something might happen to their career. Luckily, it didn't for them because it was just meant to be, just a little bit of humor, But man, that blew up like crazy, and we thought it was never going to end, but
It was
it stayed
funny.
out there for a while. Yeah, it stayed out there for a while. It was out there for quite some time, and then it's just the other day when I was looking for it because I thought, oh, maybe I'll watch it again and we could throw in a clip or two. It's gone. I couldn't find it.
Lost media
I'm
now.
gonna have to look. I'm gonna have to look again because
All right.
it's out
We-
there. Or Mom needs to send a message to some of our old connections and see someone has a copy.
They're probably like, no, let it die. Let it die.
No.
We pulled it down. We
Stop
want it to go
talking
away.
about it.
It's so funny, and it's been 20 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Been a long time, but yeah, it was a hot deal for a while. All right. Well, what do we got coming up next week? Next week, we are probably going to be looking back at the playoffs too. We got NHL, NBA still going on. I think we should probably do a baseball check-in, kind of with where baseball season's kind of started out and what's transpired since the beginning of the season, and then we'll then maybe we can slide in also. Think about a story from your athletic past, just maybe something kind of a wild story or something that happened in a competition or something that just you'll never forget. We can talk a little bit about that too. That sound good?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Work with that.
I don't even know what I'm gonna say. I'll have to start jotting down some ideas.
Okay, so we got a good, beautiful week in front of us. Hope everybody has a great time out there. And thanks for listening. You've been listening to Butterball. This is a podcast of 3 family members. We're talking ball. We're having a ball. Good times.
Yes. Follow us on Instagram at Butterball Podcast. Posting clips on there and other fun things. So follow us on Instagram at Butterball Podcast.
Subscribe to our YouTube at Butterball Podcasts and listen to us on Spotify. Just search Butterball.
Excellent. Curdy, do you have anything you want to say before we go? Curdy?
He says bye.
All right. Okay. We will talk next week.